Alumni Marathon with the professor, Jack Pangali. Brendan Donald will be on the sideline. We're going to get to the bracket here of how we got here between two outstanding squads.
Yeah, we were certainly treated to a great tip-off to the action here. UBC and TMU just wrapping up, and now let's focus our energy. Carleton and Laval. Carleton, kind of that eat your vegetables team for the last 15 years. They're so good on the defensive end and really had a cruising path through the OUA playoffs until getting kind of derailed in that final and falling to TMU. On the other side, Laval, youthful ignorance is a beautiful thing. They are the cardiac kids. They know how to come back from any deficit, and they have so much belief in this young squad, and they were able to upset Bishops in that final of the RSEQ.
Let's check out our key players in this game, and we start with the visiting Carleton in this one.
Yeah, Carleton, again, it's the defensive side that they cut their teeth, but offensively, Aubrey Dory-Havens is the engine that makes things work here. He's 5th in assists in OUA, and he's a first-team All-Star as well. He is all-time in Carleton's history 4th in assists. He is the straw that stirs the drink. And on the other side, Christophe Chibola, the U Sports Rookie of the Year. There's not much you can say about him other than he has been phenomenal to start his U Sports career. So excited to get to see him at the Jack this weekend.
Tip-off is coming up after the break, live from the University of Calgary. You're watching the 2026 U Sport Men's Basketball Final 8, presented by Student Housing Calgary on CBC.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur ici-tout.tv.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to the Jack Simpson Gymnasium, and let's get introduced to the starting lineups for both these teams. We start with Carleton. You have Kadu, you have Dory-Havens, you have Koulibaly, Millen, and C. Lien. What are you looking for from this Carleton team?
Well, C. Lien's going to have his hands full. Defensive Player of the Year in the OUA. Obviously, these two Chibola brothers are going to cause him fits. And on the offensive rebounding side, look for Milan to try to corral these bigs that Laval has to offer. This Carleton team's deep, and they're going to need to bring it tonight, all through 5 through 9 on the bench as well.
And then we look at the Laval starting lineup, and do us the honors there, Jack.
Yeah, Chris Chibola, as we've talked about, the player to watch here for Laval. His brother Thierry Chibola, also a rookie first-teamer in the RSEQ. Shaki Sedoud was an all-rookie team member. Again, those 3 rookies playing such important roles for this team, joined by a couple of veterans, and Mohamed Keita and Jaden Larossière. So watch this young, fine attack. Really, we've seen it. If there's one thing that Laval does well, it's rebound the basketball. Sometimes their best offense is a missed shot. we'll see what they can do against this Carleton team that loves to force missed shots.
Yeah, they rebound the ball so well. We've been talking about it in our pre-show meetings even. What do you see why the rebounding is so crucial for them and why they're so good at it?
Yeah, it really is the whole thing that makes it work for them. They're first in offensive rebounds in the nation. They have a 40% offensive rebounding rate. So if you're Carleton, again, the defense has been their strength all year. Defense needs to end with a defensive rebound. That is going to be crucial. They got the best defense in Canada this year, but closing out these possessions against a team that's going to send multiple offensive rebounders is going to be so important for Carleton. The other thing to Carleton to watch for is if they can get out and run in transition. With Laval sending so many players on the O boards, a chance to get out and run and really get some easy points.
We are just moments away from this fantastic matchup between these two teams in our second quarterfinal matchup here on CBC Sports, as the tip-off is just moments away. We just had the madness set in for TMU and UBC, and we're getting ready for it to happen here. Your officials for this game are Matt Boyle, Tanner Servo, and Riley Carrison. Some fantastic officials to call this ball game. Round 2 of the Final 8 begins now. Carleton and Laval. And right off the start, we see Shabula with the ball. Tremendous in their final game that they just had, and hoping to continue what has been a fantastic freshman season. He starts off from the arch and gets the tray to go.
Like we said, youthful ignorance is a beautiful thing. Chris Shibala, all rookie team, first team all-star, any accolade you want, it's beside his name, knocking down the triple.
Dory Havens enters right back with a tray of his own.
Answer.
2 threes to start us off here. Shabula past the back. Shot clock winding down. Ball gets caught right there. And now Tishabula. Fadeaway J. Can't get that one to go there for the freshman. Now brought up by the Ravens. Looking down low. Stolen away right there. Off balance shot. Can't go down. Milan. Hands it back. Tough defense right now by Laval. Trying to get it inside. Going for the 3 and can't get it to go. And we are in for a rock fight. We knew it. They had the hip pads out yesterday, and you're seeing a tough matchup so far here, Jack.
Yeah, this is going to be a slugfest here on both ends of the floor. Carleton likes to play physical. We see bodies hitting the ground there, and a nice rebound in transition.
Gets caught underneath. 3 ball. Can't find his second one right there. The rebound by Koulibaly. Denied. Nice block right there by Keita. Substitution's going to come in here as Sano will check in.
Again, we said that best defense in the nation belonging to Carleton. Laval not far behind him, 3rd best in the nation, best in the RSEQ. And they've been up to the task here early. Right now holding Carleton to 1 of 4 from the field.
Shabali. Trying to look down in the post right now. A physical matchup down low. Euro passed up to Shabali. Pump fake, can't get that one to go. Nice rebound underneath, and 2 shots coming up here.
Well, it's not going to take long for the whistle to get blown here tonight. We'll see if Laval is able to put some pressure on Carleton and get to the free throw line. They're best in RSEQ and free throw percentage and 2nd most attempts. 4 of the top 5 shooters at the charity stripe belong to this Laval team, so that's an opportunity there if they're able to start getting that whistle called.
Almost loses the ball, then stolen away right there. Dory Havens. Showing some handles, dishes it in the corner. Three ball. Can't get that one to go. Rebound by Laval. Tishabula. Nice patience and then finishes for two.
Shabola right now with all 5 points for his team. He's fearless. We talked to him yesterday. He said I'm used to the burden. I've carried it all through my youth. Being the guy that everybody looks to. No lights too bright for Chris Shabola.
Patience down low, pays off. Koulibaly finds two. Ishbula loses the rock right there. Bounce pass ahead. And in and out right there for Dory Havens. Right now it's a 5-5 ball game. Ishbula, fade away, no good. Back in the attack come the Ravens. Dory Havens gets the tray to go down.
Why not? No rhythm, doesn't matter. Dory Havens with a couple big threes, and that's one area that Carleton can start to extend their benefit. This RSEQ championship team does not shoot the three ball well in Laval.
Inside, little give and go, soft touch for two.
They got those two bigs that they like to work underneath, and again, the offensive rebounding, but Laval's second fewest attempts from beyond the arc in the season, in the nation. So Carleton certainly has a benefit there. Mathematics can be their friend here tonight.
Shot clock winding down. Three ball, good! The Calgary kid hearing it. Eleven to 7 right now for the Ravens. And multiple subs coming in on both sides right now. And there's a timeout right now. It is a lead for the Ravens right now. They lead 11 to 7. You're watching the 2026 U Sports Men's Basketball Final 8 presented by Student Housing Calgary on CBC.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
And we look at the Laval huddle right now. What do you want to see a little bit more from them? We talked about how important the rebounding was for this Laval team. Right now it's dead even 5-5.
Well, and again, I think putting pressure on the refs to blow that whistle is going to be huge for Laval. Got to keep attacking the glass to try to even out this discrepancy, as it doesn't take an abacus to see that 3 is more than 2. And right now, the three-point shot is paying dividends for Carleton early. Laval going to have to do a good job closing out to shooters. They were second in three-point defense in the nation for total makes allowed, second also in percentage. Going to have to do a better job here tonight.
Spin cycle there. Shibola can't get that one to go. Off balance shot is good. What a shot right there. And back to a two-possession game. Pass the back out. defense trying to go down low in the paint. Hook shot is good. Nice shot right there. First bucket of the game right there for him. Susama. 4 minutes left here in the first. Shabola. Spin cycle, fade away. Can't get it to go, fight for the rebound. Ravens come back up with it. Milon almost loses it. Diving for the ball. Again, like you talked about, Jack, and we'll keep on talking about it. It is a physical match between these two teams.
Yeah, it's the right call there to blow that whistle. A dangerous play there as Thiam trying to get that ball. Doesn't get tangled up, thankfully, in the feet of the Carleton player, but 16 seconds on the shot clock now for the Ravens to try to build this lead even more. So we're gonna get Thierry Shibala taking a seat. Into the game for the first time is Alec Marchand.
Pump fake, fade away, good. 2 more right there. Okadu. Shabola. 15-9 right now for Carleton. Shabola to Marchand. He can't get the tray to go down. Fight for the rebound.
Tough break there. That one's going to go against Keita, trying to get that offensive rebound. And instead going the other way, his first, team second. So the defense now needing to come up with a stop here. As Carleton's hit 5 of their last 6 from the field. Laval going to show a little bit of pressure here.
Okadu, guarded by Marchand. Okadu. Pump fake, and 2 shot, no, travel. (15-9) right now. Shabola passes in the corner, open look for 3, can't get that one to go, rebound. Carleton pushing it down. Driving to the hole, 2 shots coming up here.
Well, the fouls starting to stack up right now for this front court of Laval, excuse me. That's gonna be the first to go against Sanoa. We'll see one more look at that. Ibrahim Sano trying to place vertical at the hoop and just a little bit of contact underneath. And so free throws now here. Juka makes no mistake on the first one.
Dory Havens getting ready to come in for the shooter here.
Kei Juka really kind of buoys this second unit here for Carleton. Splits the pair, so he's going to stay in the game for the time being.
Driving to the lane, downhill, Euro, sidestep, finish for 2. Nice take there by Sadou. Ball back up top. Suzama. Trying to get some contact in there. Double team, pass back out. Inside, denial. But it's staying with the Ravens as Dory Havens comes back into the ball game.
That's a big block there for Thiam. 1 block per game on the season. You'd think that'd be impressive, but he's got 2 players ahead of him that average more on his own team. This Laval team knows how to defend the rim. They are some trees.
Ali, a little bit delayed, but goes down right there as Carleton with a nice inbound pass right there.
Yeah, nice pet action there, a breakdown in the scout.
Pass back out up top. the dude. Stolen away, staying on the baseline, to the hole. 2 points as he drives to the Baja. And a timeout. Right now, Carleton leads in this one, 20-11. You're watching the 2026 U Sport Men's Basketball Final 8, presented by Student Housing Calgary on CBC.
Well, Josh, you said it was going to be a rock fight tonight, and right now Laval looking much more the part of Sisyphus than David. They are not making it easy on themselves. Easy buckets given up in transition, and really stagnant offensively. Again, your best offense can't always be a missed shot, and this team has struggled to create for each other. Last in assists on the season, and you can see what that means with a player like Shibala really having to do a lot and dribble the air out of that basketball. So we see Laval right now in the huddle. Nathan Grant at the helm for them in his 7th season. He used to be with Concordia before that and played with the Brandon Bobcats, so certainly a wealth of experience for Grant behind the bench with this young upstart team, but they need to settle in a hurry.
Yeah, it doesn't seem thus far that Laval's really been able to get comfortable so far with their offense the way that we saw them against other teams.
Yeah, again, I think anytime you see stagnation, really for both these teams, it's a key on the offensive side. Players standing around is not a good sign. And that's what the Rouge et Or have had in spades here in the opening 9 minutes.
Laval will try to answer. We're under 90 seconds here in the first. Chabola finds some room. Can't get it to go. Milan. He drives in. Pump fake, light touch. Bounces around and finds 2. One minute left. Marchand dishes it off. Corner 3. It's good. Sadoud knocks down the tray.
Needed it.
7 points now in this one for him. Milan hands it off. Gets it right back. Pump fake. In the corner. 3 ball. That one is a little bit short. TM had the rebound. Shabula now pushing it. Another 3, this time from the arc. Can't get that one to go. Nice rebound underneath. It will be staying with Laval as subs come in on both sides.
That's just the 3rd offensive rebound of the night here for Laval. A little below their pace, but they are rewarded with that second chance opportunity. We'll see what they can muster up here. 12 on the shot.
Trying to get that ball in. They're able to do that. Off the glass, 2 more right there for Sadoud. Almost loses it, and he does. Dory Havens loses the rock. Huge possession early on here for Laval.
Yeah, nice defense there from La Rosière, the 30-year guard from Montreal, making his presence known on both sides. He's 2nd in the RSEQ and steals 2 per game, picking up a dead ball turnover there.
Time running out here in the first. Ball's on the ground. Passed ahead. Dory Havens finds 2, and that extends their lead. Carleton leads 24-16. You're watching the 2026 U Sports Men's Basketball Final 8, presented by Student Housing Calgary on CBC.
Life just got real. You got into university. Fully furnished, all-inclusive student housing for peace of mind. This is your first taste of adult life, independence, momentum, possibility. A community that's ready for you, with everything you need to be your best self. Space to focus, enough room to breathe. A place that's truly yours, with space for the people you'll meet along the way. Minutes from campus. Student Housing Calgary. This is where it starts.
Welcome back to the Jack Simpson Gymnasium. Right now, Carleton leads 24-16. Let's look at the stats here, Jack.
Yeah, again, I think Carleton's offense showing no ill effects from that OUA final, showing that they've got some big guys as well to match it up against this length of Laval. Laval on the season, the second best defense in the nation, as we talked about, and second best at defending the field goal percentage-wise. Way off that mark right now. 58% are the Carleton Ravens in that opening 10 minutes. Laval holding their opponents to 41% on the season. And again, that three-point shot making some space early for this Carleton offense to operate. We'll see if Laval's defense can clamp down right now. 24, well above their season average here in that first quarter.
Dory Havens gets it. Okadu, leading scorer on this team this season. Dory Havens gets denied by Sadoud. Sadoud bringing it up. Gonna do it all by himself? No, he's gonna go to the line. And I've been so impressed so far with Sadoud. You know, playing in the post side, almost playing like a Nikolai Jokic, the way that he's able to control the ball.
Yeah, he's also on the U Sports All-Rookie team, joining his teammate Chris Shibala, second in RSEQ scoring at 17 a game and also fifth in rebounds. He's an efficient player, and we've seen a lot of him tonight. 10 of the 17 points for the Rouge et Or.
Gets that one to go down. Substitution coming in here for the Ravens. Yes. Koulibaly will check back in. Early on here in the second, one foul early on for the Ravens. Koulibaly, the leading rebounder for this team with 8.2 per game. Okadu facing a double team and loses it. Laval trying to answer with a three. They can't get that one to go. Milan. Hands it off to Dory Havens. DK wants it. Back down low to Koulibaly. Trying to hand it off. Time winding down. Mid-range jumper off the glass. DK finds two.
Tough shot there for the Scarborough product. With the shot clock winding down, gets that bank open.
26-18. Hands it off. Shibola, pass it back out. And it's going the other way, it looks like. No, it's not. It's going to be a foul on the Ravens. My apologies.
Yeah, fortunate there. Taffy Charles of the Carleton bench is going to pick up a warning. Much to his dismay, that did look like a no call there. Some light contact getting the whistle, and so 14 seconds on the shot clock. And MJ Okada is going to have to take a seat after picking up that second foul here early.
Shibala inside, and then stolen away there by DK. Dory Havens. Inside, soft touch, can't get that one to go. Shibola past the head to Shibola. Pass it back. Sadoud loses the ball. Dory Havens got in there. He's on the ground, hopefully okay. And they're gonna take a whistle here as Dory Havens took a shot to the face right there.
Yeah, long time for that whistle, as well as Laval on defense. Usually once you see the offensive team have possession, they'd be quick on that whistle. You see another look at it there, that elbow right into the face of Dory Havens. He looks like he's gonna stay in the game, although he does certainly have some blood in that mouth. So we'll see if the refs are gonna make him go back for any repairs or not. I'm sure if they get a look at it, they're gonna send him off. But for now, he's gonna stay in the game. Oh, now, just as he goes to inbound, I'm not sure if that was the right idea to have Dory.
He's got a bleeding nose right now, so with that bleeding nose, he's gonna have to take a substitution right now.
Yeah, like we said,
actually,
Josh.
no, I think he might have something. I don't wanna, and maybe it might be a tooth, I don't know.
It looks like he bit his lip.
Yeah, something like that. Hopefully he's okay. Loose ball. Ravens inside. DK can't get that one to go. Loose ball. Sano is able to get the rebound. Tishbola. Pass it. Give and go. From the arch. Can't get that three to go down. Substitution coming in here for Carleton. As they'll give Milan a break. Very close in this second quarter between these two. Carleton does have the lead right now, but it's a 2-2 quarter early on here, almost 3 minutes in. And again, like we talked about, it's going to be an aggressive battle between these two. That's the way that Carleton likes to play. They had the crash pads out. We saw them in practice.
Yeah, physical contest here tonight. If we get another foul here, that one's going to go against Laval as well. Their second. So Sano going to pick up his second of the game. He's going to have to check out on cue. And so a couple fouls apiece starting to stack up now. 2 apiece on the Carleton side and 2 now for Sano for Laval.
TM will check back in. And let's see the call here.
A travel right there against Koulibaly. So ball is going to go back to Laval.
Nice.
Try to get this to a 2-possession ball game.
Nice defense there from Tiam coming on cue into the game and holding his ground against the bigger Koulibaly.
$7:20 left. Tishbola. Down low. It's the dude. Trying to get in the corner, almost stolen away. Rossier can't get that one to go. Underneath, Sadoud gets it to go. And now it is a 2-possession ball game as Laval creeping closer. Stand up 3 off the glass, knocking it down.
That's certainly not in the scouting report, but Ambiaba making him pay. He had 13 points, 10 rebounds in the OUA playoffs against Lakehead, making his presence known early here. Coming right off the bench and knocking it down.
Tishbola. Shot clock winding down. Lines up for the 3 and splashes it down.
Nice answer there for Shibala. He gets his second from beyond the arc.
Ball handed off. Looking for a cut down low. It's DK from the arch. I'm loving it from downtown.
Heat up.
Mark DK, 5 points now. Chris Chabola. Spin cycle, dishes it off. 3 ball. Rossier can't get that one. Loose ball. Inside, Sadoud finds 2.
A good defense there, everything but the rebound, and that leads to another second chance opportunity. And another point scored there for Laval after crashing the glass.
2 shots coming up here as Dory Havens seems to have gotten rid of that blood and is going to be checking back in the game, and Laval will have Marchand check into the game.
We'll get substitution for the shooter here eventually as we get some changes for Laval. Also, Siam coming in. Out goes Suzama. Excuse me, that's La Rochière.
Laval starting to find a little bit more of a rhythm to the game. You talked about it, but kind of just reiterate again, what are the keys for Laval to have the game that they want?
Yeah, I think defensive rebounding obviously is playing a huge role here early, and then the other one is just that 3-point battle. Carleton's certainly an area where they have the advantage here tonight. Right now 5 of 10 from beyond the arc, so they got to continue to find those shots in rhythm.
Bola finds Marchand. Down low, try to get it to Sadoud. And multiple substitutions coming in here for the Ravens. Suzama will check in with Dory Havens. Dijkbola can't get that one to go. Fight for the rebound underneath. Denied! Nice block right there. Dory Havens. And that's going to be a foul right there on Laval against TM.
That's going to be the second there against TM and the fourth for the Rouge et Or.
Right now, Carleton leads 33-25. You're watching the 2026 U Sports Men's Basketball Final 8 presented by Student Housing Calgary on CBC.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
So we see the Carleton bench right here, and what are your takeaways right now from Carleton, Jack?
Yeah, again, I think the game plan's been executed perfectly for this Ravens team. Taking that advantage at the three-point line and locking it down on the defensive end. Yeah, they've let go of a couple of defensive rebound opportunities, but that's bound to happen against Laval. But this is where the match just really starts to stack up and that court starts to tilt the opposite way if you're the Rouge et Or. 5 of 10 right now from three-point range are the Carleton Ravens. They're simply an above-average team, nothing special from beyond the arc, but when you're going against a team like Laval that really struggles to score from distance and really struggles to defend at distance, it's going to lead to some easy opportunities to build out this lead, and we've seen it here early on for the Rouge et Or, much to their chagrin.
Cillian will inbound, gets it to Dory Havens. Guarded by Marchand. Dory Havens, fadeaway jumper, no good. Laval back in the attack. Under 5 here in the half. And we have a player down on the other side. 3 no good. Hopefully everything's okay right there. It's Tyler Brown.
Tyler Brown slow to get up. That results in that whistle. A little bit of having your cake and eating it too from the Carleton bench. They're lucky not to get a technical there after already picking up that bench warning. They were wanting a quick whistle earlier in the quarter and then complaining about it here. So fortunate there for Carleton. Got to keep your composure a little bit here.
Dory Havens brought the ball up, and now the Ravens back in the attack. Trying to look down low. Hands it off from the arch. Dory Havens in and out for the 3 right there. Rebound. And back now comes Laval. Dijkbola, pass it back out to Dijkbola. He goes inside, skyhook off the glass for 2.
Got a little brotherly connection there. Chris to Thierry. Thierry Chibola gets his first points of the night. Top 10 in scoring in the RSEQ this year.
Entering back with a 3, can't get it. Fighting underneath. And 2 shots coming up here as we are now in the bonus. Laval has 5 and Carleton has 2.
So Carleton going to be rewarded further aggressive play here in the second with some extra opportunities. It's not necessarily something that they've excelled at this year. Kind of middle of the pack free throw wise, 68% on the season. They're going to now be up to 3 of 4 on the night. And again, something to watch out for is some fouls to that front court of the Laval Rouge et Or.
CBC is Canada's home for university sports action. The nation's top university women's basketball teams are in Quebec City this weekend for the 2026 Sun Life U Sport Final 8, presented by McLaube and Hilton Quebec. Catch the women's gold medal game Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, followed by the men's game at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made.
Well, the Laval men looking to do what the women did on the other side of the country right now, at home. 1-8 upset yesterday for the Laval women. We'll see if the Laval men can find a way to get back into this one here.
And that's gonna stay with Carleton, it looks like. Hands the ball off. Shot clock winding down, driving it, get out of here! Absolutely rocked off the glass right there. The dude goes up, finger roll finish, 4-2. That was Keita on the block right there. Brown, fade away, no good. And it's gonna go the other way.
We'll see if we're able to get one more look at that emphatic rejection from Keita. If I told you he was leading RSEQ in blocks, I think you'd believe me after seeing that one. Over 2 a game for the fourth-year forward.
Three left here in the half. Carleton leads right now 35-29. It's been a tight second quarter here, Jack. As they go down to Sadoud. Sadoud going in the post. Can't get it to go. Fight for the ball, it's loose. Dory Havens has it. Brown lines up from the arch. I'm loving it from downtown. That's 5 now for him. 2:25 left here in the half. Ishbola passes it off. 3-ball, splash! La Rosière knocks down the tray.
Big answer there from Laval.
Milan, pass it back out to Dory Havens. Almost stolen away, Marchand trying to get on top of it, and it's over and back. Doesn't get the steal, but does force a turnover there, Jack.
Yeah, I think that's fortunate, if anything, for Carleton, as it was going to be an easy 2-on-0 going the other way. Instead, we're just going to get the side out, but this defense of Laval is showing out here in the second. A much better effort.
So 38-32. Big possession right here, 2 minutes left. 2 timeouts left from the Ravens. They have not used a timeout in this ball game. Laval has the one. Ishbola. Shot clock winding down. Finds his brother. Trying to find some room. Solid defense right there by the Ravens. They get the ball back. Dory Havens, Marchand again comes up with a turnover against the Ravens. Great job there by Marchand. Ishbola back. 3-ball, his second, knocking it down, Jaden La Rosière. One possession game, Laval finding some momentum. Dory Havens trying to end it in the corner, 3. See the call right there. 2 shots coming up.
That's going to be a tie up there on the offensive rebound. And free throws coming as that bonus continues to pay dividends for the Ravens. And so we'll see what Koulibaly can do at the free throw line here.
CB can get those to go down here as Sano gets to go. Well, CBC is the home of University Sports in Canada. Catch the best U-Sport women's hockey teams as they face off in the 2026 Miller Waste Systems U-Sport Women's Hockey Championship in Woolwich, Ontario. The action begins Thursday, March 19th on CBC Gym, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U-Sports on CBC, where champions are made. We're 40-35 right now. Big possession here for Laval. It feels like every last few possession has been as they get closer and closer to the lead here, Jack.
Again, we're going to get a foul there. We'll wait to see who is on. I think it's going to go against Laval. We'll see one more look, though, as both players colliding there. And they are going to charge Thierry Chibola with that foul. It's going to be his second. Nice to see the Carleton Dylan Kayuka getting up after that collision at his feet. So Shibala goes to the bench with his second. And Kayuka at the free throw line now for the Ravens.
Laval keeps on trying to push to find the lead. This Ravens team, as we talked about, worked yesterday in practice with those crash pads. They're such a physical team. It's so hard to make a comeback against them.
Well, and again, if you're looking for the canary in the coal mine, really, for both teams, anytime you see stagnation on the offensive side, players not moving without the basketball, it's going to lead to some difficult looks. And right now, Laval is really working hard to get any shot up in this half-court offense.
Ishbola dishes it off. Three ball. Can't get that one. That one is short. Now back with the rock in his hand. Off balance, can't get it. Alley-oop, no good there. Marchand tried to come up with it. DK was on it. Everyone's on it. And that was a loose ball. And it ends up in Shabola's hand, and he can't get it. And Tishbola gets it again. In the corner, Marchand for three. He knocks down the tray, getting the big defensive effort, and comes back and knocks down the three.
Well, it might look more like rollerball than basketball, but Laval finding ugly ways to get it done.
Shot clock is turned off. Driving in, fadeaway J, soft touch, can't get it. Loose ball, 2 seconds. Shabula at the buzzer, no good. And that will take us to the half. After 2 quarters of play, Carleton leads 41-38. You're watching the 2026 U-Sport Men's Basketball Final 8, presented by Student Housing Calgary on CBC. And let's go to Brandon, who has an interview for us.
Coach, it's been a very, very physical half. Ultimately, how do you feel your team has been playing so far?
Yeah, I know, and again, I mean, they're a good team. We started off pretty good. Again, they got a couple good players. I mean, Sidhu's doing a really good job of getting downhill, especially in transition. Got to do a better job of putting 2 guys on him. Kind of losing him. We're losing a lot of loose battles. So we got to win those, all right? Again, those are 6 points that we're giving up because we didn't get those loose balls. So we got to win those. We got to win more than them when we don't. But again, I mean, I like where we're at right now. I mean, we didn't expect it to be an easy game, and it's not. So again, we got another 20 minutes. So again, we'll give it our best that we can.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, Brendan. You're watching the 2026 U-Sports Men's Basketball Final 8, presented by Student Housing Calgary on CBC. Carleton leads 41-38.
Le sport en direct sur ICITOUT.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's time to learn a little bit more about the student athletes competing in this year's Final 8. Here's 2 minutes with Thierry Chobola.
Hi, my name is Thierry Chobola. I'm in my 3rd year at Laval University, and I'm studying administration. So I started playing basketball when I was like 12 years old because of my big brother. So I was used to just go to his game, and I just started to feel and have a love for the game, and I decided to just try it myself. So my style of play, I'll say I'm a good playmaker. I love to get my teammates involved and love to create for myself too, and get my teammate better. Success is more on the long term, you know? Like, I think when you set goals at the beginning of the season, you know you're gonna go through ups and downs, and you can never get too high, never get too low. So just stay focused, keep your eyes on the goal, and just get better every day, and every single day, and try to get to your goal. Also, my big brother is my big example. Since I started playing basketball, he's been my example, and I always been looking up to him and trying to make him proud of me. My teammates helped me to be a better player by pushing me every single day in practices and game. When I got lows, they always make sure that I don't stay too low and just get back to my game as quick as possible. The key to our success this year has been consistency. Just, you know, at the beginning of the year, we were a new team, full of new players, and we used to have a hard time to play together, but just keep getting better every day, every single day at practices, keep getting closer to each other, and just keep going the right direction, and that got us here. Being a esports student athlete, you know, you have to have a good time management, be focused on basketball and school at the same time, so it's not easy, but you know, you have to put a lot of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of dedication to be successful in both.
Fantastic. You got to learn in a hurry here if you're Chris Shibala in his debut U Sports action. He does have 8 points, but on 3 of 13 shooting, as we heard from him. And obviously on the other side, some benefit of experience here, and who better than Emmanuel Milon to be that guy leading the charge for the Carleton Ravens.
Yeah, Emmanuel Milon is a fantastic athlete. Let's get a chance to share 2 minutes with him now.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel Milon. I'm my 4th year of psychology, and I play for the Carleton Ravens. I played a forward spot. When I first started playing basketball, it was more so my cousin, going to his house every day and surprisingly playing 2K, and it just kind of made me fall in love with the sport and all. And then from there, just started playing basketball, and now I'm here. I'm more so, I'll say, a defensive-minded player, more so like rebounding and trying to get stops using my length. Offensively, I just try to keep it simple for myself, catch and shoot, get into my spot, and but really just create energy for my teammates. I think it really depends on the person. Me specifically, I would say success means just trying to be better every day, like having a goal, but then having a goal that surpasses that goal, really. So just trying to be the best version of yourself every day, and trying to, how you impact others around you. That's, for me, that's what success means. But it can vary depending on different people. I'll say I look up to God, you know, like try to follow his words, try to follow his wisdom, right? I'll say more so him. Trying to be the best man I can be. Our discipline, right? We're very much a defensive-minded team. We're just trying to stay as disciplined as possible and trying to stay consistent in our work. You know, understanding that not every possession is going to be easy, but staying with it, staying together, being disciplined is going to help us with our success. I'll say the number one thing is the time management, having proper time management, because also understand that we have school too, and a lot of like midterms and classes and all that can really mess up your schedule with basketball. So having great time management, I would say, is like the number one thing for a youth sports athlete. We're just competitive. We just want to compete, and obviously, you know, with the history of Carleton, what it means to be a Carleton Raven, right? You know, we haven't been successful in the past, but we're trying to come back and make a difference.
Some nice words there from Emmanuel Milan. He's got a bit of a doppelganger on the other side here. He's second in O boards in OUA and fourth in blocks, and he's had his hands full tonight on the other side, corralling some of these players for Laval. We'll see what he's able to do here in the second half.
He's done an absolute fantastic job, as has this whole Ravens team right now. They have the lead right now in this one as they lead 41-38. You're watching the 2026 U Sport Men's Basketball Final 8 presented by Student Housing, Calgary on CBC.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to the Jack Simpson Gymnasium right now. Carleton leading 41-38 in what has been a very tight game here for our second game of the quarterfinal matchups.
Yeah, nothing easy right now for either of these squads. Laval hanging around, though. Credit them. They really kind of hang in early after getting hit in the mouth, and a nice response there to end that second. So we'll see if they're able to carry that here into the half. But all things considered, I think if you're Laval, for your first real test with a lot of first-year players, I think a pretty job well done.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great job on both. You know, for Laval, I got to give them a lot of credit. They really did find their way back in the game, starting to play more of the game that you talked about in the introduction.
Yeah, 15 offensive rebounds for Laval in that opening 20 minutes. We'll dive into some of the some of the stats from that first half if we have them available for you here. And certainly that's been the area of concern if your Carleton is trying to limit these second chance opportunities. Laval right now +7 in field goal attempts. I think that's the thing that you really need to keep an eye on, especially with that deficit that they're facing at the three-point line. So a nice job by Laval getting extra looks and finding ways to score, even if it's ugly.
Absolutely. It's, you know, the one thing that it stands out to me is the three-point side of things. And here's some of our highlights right here, Jack.
Well, and again, the highlights certainly coming from long distance. We hope you like the long ball if you're watching Carleton here tonight. 6 makes on 14 attempts. And really, Laval somewhat able to answer them closing down the stretch, and I think that's key for Laval, honestly. If you're able to just play them semi-even or only lose a couple points beyond the arc, you're really winning that battle. As we said, it's just kind of the one thing that takes the longest to learn is three-point defense, particularly on rotations, and obviously trying to knock down a few really helps when you're able to move the ball a little bit better. So we'll see if Laval's able to create for each other like they've been doing in the back half of that half.
Kind of see a few more of these highlights here. See Dory Havens there. And how important has Dory Havens been in this game for this Carleton team?
Yeah, he's so important on both ends of the floor. As we talked about, 5th all-time in career assists for Carleton. The people above him are all names you've certainly heard of in their heyday. He's had an up-and-down playoffs up to this point. Just 3 points and 0 of 10 shooting against Lakehead, and then responded with 19 against Toronto.
And now we're going to throw it to Brennan Donald with our interview.
Coach, a very, very interesting first half, a lot of physicality. Ultimately had a really good end to that second quarter. What do you guys need to do to come out and get this victory here?
Maintain our energy, physicality on the glass, and then control the turnovers.
Thank you very much, Coach. Appreciate it.
I like it short and sweet. Sometimes you don't have to be polite about what you do best, and it's being physical and attacking the glass. We'll see if Laval can continue to do that here. 15, as we talked about, defensive rebounds and 9 offensive rebounds already for this team.
Well, there's a reason I called Jack Pangali the professor, because right off the bat he talked about the rebounding side, and Coach hit it right there again on that rebounding side of things.
Yeah, they're unapologetic about what they're good at, and in this time of the year you really have to have a strength, something to hang your hat on, something you do better than everybody else. For Carleton, obviously it starts on the defensive side, and they got a little bit out of sorts there in that second, allowed 22 points and 4 of 11 from distance. This is the best three-point defense in the country. Going to need to see a little bit better effort from them here in the third.
Well, we've already seen one comeback and one big third quarter turnaround in our last and our first matchup of the day between TMU and UBC. Can we see it one more time? This time, not a big of a lead, but at one point, the Ravens did have a pretty substantial lead, and Laval has been trying to get back in this game continuously. So we will see what happens in this one. The largest lead Laval had was early on when they hit the first 3 of the game, and they have not led since then. So here we go, third quarter of our second quarter final game here in the afternoon. 3:18 Mountain Time right now. Will Laval be able to make the comeback and get to the semis, or will Carleton hold on for their ticket to the semifinals? Sadut. Pass it back to Shibola. Shibola. We'll give and go there between the bros. He goes in, can't get the layup to go down, fight for the rebound. Dory Havens. Passed off, pump fake there, fadeaway J, no good there. Now back on the break here. From Laval, big time 3, can't get that one to go down. La Rosière has been hitting 3s all game, but can't get that one to go down. Dory Havens, dead-eye, bullseye, can't get that one to go, as it just misses the mark, it looked like there. Sadut. Facing a double team, loses the rock. La Rosière trying to find it, and now goes back of the head of Dory Havens. He drives up, he takes some contact. I think that's gonna be a foul against Sadut. That will be his first, and the first team foul of this half and quarter.
And finally a chance to catch your breath here. Carleton really trying to up the pace in this third quarter early. We're gonna get a couple quick subs for them as well. And Dory Havens really trying to extend the benefit of this deeper bench. In that RSEQ final, Laval really only went 6 deep. And we'll see what these young legs have in the tank.
3-ball, splash!
Well, if you're wondering why you hear a larger cheer there, MJ Okado, a slow first half with foul trouble, but he's a Calgary product. Alum of Dr. Gordon Higgins High, and we got a lot of them in the crowd here tonight cheering on their alma mater.
Dude can't get that to go. Trying to fight off, pass in the corner. La Rosière from downtown can't get that one to go. Okado in the corner. 3-ball, no good. Ebola. Can't get that one to go. Looks to be a foul right there.
That's going to be the third on MJ. So just after we said a slow first half derailed by foul trouble, he picks up a quick third one. Let's see one more look at it. A nice job there from Shibala going right at the body of MJ Okado, and he's going to have to take a seat. 5th all time, and Carleton makes from beyond the arc. A 2-time U-Sport champ with this team, obviously.
3 knocked down there for Shibola. Tough defense right now. Dory Havens, soft touch off the glass for 2. Tishpala looking for another 3. He's got it.
Well, Nelson Cillian, Defensive Player of the Year for the OUA, but that's how powerless you can be going against Shibala when he starts finding a rhythm.
Gonna look down low, they get it back. Open look for 3. Flashes it right down.
That's a big 3, as we talked about. Nelson really in there for his defense, but if you can make him pay with a couple of made 3s that are left wide open, good on you.
Jude on the baseline, passes it, good ball movement. Hezbollah almost, and he does lose the rock right there. And then Dory Havens takes some contact, stays on his pivot foot, and they'll reset the offense. They're a wild fury right there, and then a foul.
Well, that's about as good of a team defense possession as you can see from Carleton Ravens, making the 3rd, 4th, and even 5th rotations before getting that steal. That is Carleton basketball. Like we said off the top, eat your vegetable style of play. They do the little things right, and that's what makes a big difference here for Carleton.
Get that up top. And it's going the other way.
Moving screen there. Just the 2nd against Carleton here, and the 1st that's going to go against Uzama.
Five-point lead for Carleton. About 6 left here in the 3rd. Tishbola step back, pass it to Marchand. Back up top, down for 3, can't get it. Rebound there for Shozuma. Step back, buckets.
Dory Havens having himself a night. He's 3rd in the OUA in 3-point attempts per game. You gotta do a better job of closing them out.
Can't get that 3 to go down. Fight for the rebound. Dory Havens now pushing it up. He has 13 points in this one. That ball gets tipped, but it stays Carleton ball. DK is gonna get ready to sub in at the next whistle for the Ravens. Marchand taking on Dory Havens. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 1-on-1 in the corner. Pump fake. Driving in. Takes some contact, and 2 shots coming up here.
And nice patience there attacking the rim. As that shot clock winding down. And a no-doubter there. It's going to be the 3rd against Sedoud. And so the leading point scorer in today's action, going to have to head to the bench.
So 2 shots coming up here. Laval keeps on trying to get it close here, Jack, but Carleton continuing to play their game, grow their lead even more right now as they're having quite the third quarter. 11-6 run to start off here in the first 5 and change.
Well, and that's a benefit of having a veteran like Aubrey Dory-Havens running things on the back end for you. Again, that shot clock winding down, no panic from him, doesn't force a tough shot, instead works it inside for the mismatch, and they get free throws out of it.
Looking for a pick right there. It's it back to Spola, brother to brother right there. Shot clock winding down, Dory-Havens with some tight D. Gets it back up top. And count it!
A circus shot there for Laval. Getting some inspiration.
What a fantastic take. And a timeout. Right now, Carleton leads 54-46. You're watching U Sports on CBC. And right now,
the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
CBC Sports is the home of University Sports in Canada. The best U-Sport men's volleyball teams battle on the 2026 BioSteel Men's Volleyball Championship, March 13th to 15th from the University of Windsor. Catch the action exclusively on CBC Gym, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. CBC Sports U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. I'm just so excited that everything's on CBC right now, Jack. All the U Sports is here, and it's where champions are made.
It's the place to be, no doubt. And certainly a lot of players on the floor here tonight looking like volleyball stars. Absolute length on display here as we get set for some free throws coming out of the break. There'll be one for Shibola. Chris Shibola's had a really nice third quarter here, picking up for Sedoud, who's been quiet in the frame. He's up to 16 points.
It's that one to go down. He's going to be the key to a comeback victory in this one.
I think he's the key to basically everything they do.
It's true. Ravens trying to grow their lead back. Driving inside. Slam! Dunk! So Zama knocking down that one. Marchand and Shabula, little give and go. Shot clock winding down. Back from the arch, didn't like it. Driving in, fadeaway J, can't get that one to go. Suzama can't get that one to go. And he loses the ball there, but it does go to the Ravens right there as the dude comes back in the game. You mentioned he's been a little bit slow. They're hoping that they can get back where they saw from him in the first.
Yeah, 7 of 11 from the field for 17 points and 7 rebounds for Sedoud. And a little bit of adversity here as Carleton slowly but surely starting to extend this one out a little bit.
Salian is back in the game as well. Larossier playing some tight D right now. DK in the corner. And a travel. Ball's going to go back to Laval. As Tyler Brown will come back into the ball game and take out DK. 56-47, you're watching U Sports on CBC. 3:45 left here in the third. Both teams have all their timeouts, and both teams have 3 team fouls. Going down low to Sadoud, but he can't handle the rock.
Well, we've seen strong team defense, but that's about as good a one-on-one defense as it gets from the D-POW. Nelson Cillian able to go up a couple positions against Sadoud and really hold his own. Awesome job in the half court from Nelson Cillian.
Mid-range jumper, no good, in and out. Fight for the rebound. Ravens able to come up with it. Trying to get it back out. Marchand all over the place defensively right now. Cillian has it. Back in the corner. 3-ball. It's good. Brown knocks down the tray. And that'll be enough for Laval to call a timeout. Right now it is 59-47. You're watching U Sports on CBC. And every single time it seems like the Laval's starting to get a little momentum. This Carleton team keeps on coming at them.
Yeah, again, I think that's just veteran leadership really starting to show itself, knowing how to get a couple timely stops and finding some good buckets. And talking to Aubrey Dory Havens yesterday, he said the key to them is just continuing to move, finding shooters, and that's exactly what we just saw right there. A nice bucket in rhythm and no hesitation. And now 10 of 20 from beyond the arc, 50% for this Carleton team.
Done a tremendous job, and that is going to be the first time out that either side has had 3 team fouls on both sides. And, you know, talking about the threes from downtown right now, Carleton shooting 50% from 3 so far in this one, Jack.
Yeah, Dory Havens with 8 attempts to his name, as we said, got to find a way to get inside his jersey and make things difficult for him. Alec Marchand has been up to the task at times here tonight, but going to need to find a way to do it for these last 13 minutes here.
So 3 left here in the third. And Laval will find another push here. Marchand. Big time 3, they need that one. They're not going to get it.
Get a rebound foul there just to see which way it's going to go. It's going to go against Carleton.
14 seconds on the shot clock. Down low. And we have a foul right there, and we are shooting right now.
2 dead ball fouls basically, leading to some free throws for this Laval team to try to find their way back into this third quarter. Right now getting doubled up, 18-9 in the frame.
First free throw attempt goes down. Try to get this back to a 10-point ball game. As we stated earlier, Laval's only lead was from a 3 at the start of the ball game. They have not led since.
Carleton was able to go wire to wire earlier in the playoffs against Lakehead. Also was able to cruise for the most part against Toronto. We'll see if Laval is able to offer a nice counterpunch here heading into the fourth quarter.
On the baseline, can't get that one to go. It may have been blocked. Hard to say from our point of view. But it will end up with Laval. A big 226 here, Jack, for Laval.
Yeah, no question about it. Got to find a way to build some momentum here if you're Chibola and the Rouge et Or.
Keita finds Chibola. Step back. Driving in. Gets blocked from behind. Past it. Brown from 3. Can't get that one to go. Fight for the rebound. Keita gets it. A little bit of a fight for that rebound right there.
Things are heating up at the Jack Simpson. Lucky there not to see any extracurricular whistles called as Keita getting that defensive rebound. And a little extra pushing and shoving, but he's going to get some free throws.
Free throws are coming up here.
Cada third in rebounding at 7 a game in the RSEQ on the season. That's just his second of the night. Sedude's been the one to clean it up.
Gets that one to go down. Laval perfect from the free throw line in this ball game.
Yeah, again, the best free throw shooting team in the RSEQ and second most attempts.
Can't get that one to go. And that one's going to go against the dude right there, and that's 4 on him. That's a huge foul right now, and now the big question is obviously he's out here for the rest of the final third here, but how long until you bring him back into the fourth?
If it was me, I'd be starting the fourth with him. You get a couple of minutes, get your mind right, but you're not going to win this game without Sedude. You need 17 and White to be on the floor. Even if he picks up that fifth foul, that's why they give you 5. Have him go out there and give yourself a chance. We'll see, though, what they're able to do in this fourth quarter, especially with Sedude on the bench.
Shot clock winding down. Some more magic from Dory Havens. He drives in, dishes it off. 2 more counted right there for Carleton. Fantastic job there by Koulibaly. 6 points for him in this ball game. Marchand. Pass it up top. Chisbula. 1:20 left. And Dory Havens, I believe, is going to get called on the foul right there.
We'll see if we're able to get one more look at that. That looked like a clean pickoff for Dory Havens. Instead, it's going to be a foul. They're going to call it against Celian, not Dory Havens. So at the top there, I guess the armbar is what they're saying, but that's a pretty light contact there. I'd love to see the whistle get swallowed on that one instead. Got to wipe it away if you're Carleton and move on.
20 points now for him in this ball game. Comes in averaging 20.9, so pretty much now at his average.
Yeah, inefficient again in that first 3 of 13, but 3 of 5 here from the field with some free throw attempts, 5 of 5 at the charity stripe.
Ravens, they have always answered. Can't get that one to go as it goes in and out right there. Trying one more time, and that time it goes down there for Celian. And off there. Trying to get the ball in the hands of Shibola. Tough defense on him. Shot clock winding down. Shot goes down for the tray. Ice in his veins.
Cold-blooded shot there. Try to quell this momentum.
Time winding down here in the third. Trying to go inside the post. And 2 more right there for Carleton. Milon gets that one to go down. 10-point ball game. Shibola has brought magic all day. Trying to add some momentum, going to the fourth. He drives. Ball is loose. It will stay with Laval. 4 seconds left here in the third. You got to think it's going to go into number 7's hands.
Yeah, 4 seconds here. We'll see what type of pet action they can run.
No, number 7 is inbounding. So they go up top, pump fake. Can't get that to go. And that will take us to the end of the third, where Carleton leads 65-55. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Life just got real. You got into university. Fully furnished, all-inclusive student housing for peace of mind. This is your first taste of adult life, independence, momentum, possibility. A community that's ready for you, with everything you need to be your best self. Space to focus, enough room to breathe. A place that's truly yours, with space for the people you'll meet along the way. Minutes from campus. Student Housing Calgary. This is where it starts.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Welcome back to the Jack Simpson. Let's see these quarter stats.
Yeah, again, the shooting continues to be a strength of this Carleton team, but really I think that's made possible from the depth that we've seen from them tonight. They've gone 10 deep. Meanwhile, Laval only really playing 6 players tonight. The bench points right now 27-3. Again, that's not really comparing apples to apples when you're only putting 1 player from the bench on the floor if you're Laval, but I think the bigger point is just how heavy these legs are going to be for Laval as they try to find a way to get back into this one against these fresh Carleton Ravens.
Yeah, this Carleton team is so deep. Okadu has been in foul trouble, their leading scorer, and they just find a way from all sides to keep on going.
Again, versatility is certainly a staple of a veteran team, finding different ways to win. And right now they are playing Carleton basketball to a T. As we get another foul away from the ball. That one, we'll see the call, waiting to see if it's going against Laval or not. They're going to say an offensive foul against Hayda.
Yeah, I believe they're going to say it's a take foul too.
And so a free throw coming. We'll see one more look at it. They're saying he swung that elbow aggressively into the face. Not making a basketball move.
Whoa.
That one I could see going either way, and with how this game has been handled physicality-wise, I'm not surprised the refs blew the whistle there. And so Kata's going to take a seat. In comes Sadoud with his 4 fouls after this free throw here.
Then Okadu will check back into the game. Remember, he has those fouls right now that kept him out for a majority of that last quarter. But he'll get the big ovation whenever he does check back into the ball game with quite a few fans here.
Yeah, Okado, a distinguished career for this Carleton team. As we talked about, a prolific three-point shooter, also over 1,000 career points. And this past year, an OUA third-team All-Star. And so 2 players with foul trouble in the game. MJ Okado, and then obviously Sadoud, most importantly with those 4 fouls for Laval.
Didn't start off he did start at the corner. There he is right there. Rebound right there. So Laval passed ahead. Hezbollah. He'll go back to the line to shoot. And in this one so far, he is a perfect 5 for 5.
14 fouls there quickly going against Nelson Celian. And so the defensive stopper for the Ravens takes a seat as Shibola gets the best of him.
That's a big foul right there now for the Ravens, as you talked about his proficiency at defense.
Well, it's certainly going to put a player like Okado on the ball more. We'll see if he's able to stay clean of foul trouble. Obviously, Aubrey Dory-Haven's a good defender in his own right too, but he carries such a burden on offense. You don't want to tax him too hard for 90 feet.
Open look for 3. And can't get that one to go for Okadu. Time passing here, almost a minute by to Shubla. Can't get that one to go. Inside, 2 more. No, in and out. No, they're going to call the goaltending right there.
Yeah, basket interference there as they tried to pin that one off the backboard. So it's going to be 2 points and another second chance bucket for this Laval team. We'll see one more look at their 12th offensive rebound of the night. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor at the same time from Carleton as they talk things over with just under 9 to go.
Yeah, Carleton leads 66-59. You're watching the 2026 U Sport Men's Basketball Final 8 presented by Student Housing Calgary on CBC. And Laval's starting to come back a little bit. We've seen this. We've seen glimpses of it. They got it to a 1.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to the Jack. As I was saying, with Laval right now, the closer they've got it to a 1-possession game. We've seen them pushing and pushing and pushing. They haven't been able to get over that hurdle, though. Like we said before, led early 3-0 at the start of this game, but haven't had a lead since then. Are you liking what you're seeing from Laval right now to maybe regain that lead?
Yeah, I'd hesitate to call it a run, but a 4-1 walk, let's say, to start this fourth quarter. And they know how to come back, though. They know lead is safe against this Laval team. They were stuck 8 with 90 seconds to go in the RSEQ final and found a way to get it done. So even though they were 10 back, don't count them out just yet.
Okadu knocks down that tray right there. Kishbola. Back out. We have a player down. Hopefully everything's okay. And that
MJ Okado is the one who's holding that knee away from the basketball. Non-contact. We got the training staff out for him, and the team's going to regroup on the bench. As we talked about, MJ Okada, the Calgary product, who we see one more look at the bottom of the screen, and just buckles on him as he tries to stay with the Laval player. So hopefully this leader of the team is able to find a way to get up under his own power.
Just came down on the other side and knocked down that 3. Obviously has a very strong attendance here.
Yeah, again, the Dr. Gordon Higgins High School showing out for their alum here this weekend. MJ Okado, a storied career with Carleton, and right now a couple teammates also look like they're going to get out onto the floor and talk with him. Cedric and Mbiaba on the floor with their leader. I'm talking to Aubrey Dory Havens. He really said how important MJ Okado is on the floor, off the floor for this team. So right now thinking the best for MJ as he slowly comes to his feet. Unable to put any weight on that as he's going to head off. And so Carleton going to have to reset now. We see the Dr. Gordon Higgins High School fans there. But Carleton's got to put that out of their mind. And in coming to the game in his place is Dylan K. Juka. Again, Nelson Celian has those fouls, so K. Juka is going to have to play some strong defense here for this Ravens team to try to close this one out.
Rossier back up top. Shibula right there. Had the take, but whistle beforehand. And back with the rock now. Shibula from three. Can't get that one to go. Fight for the rebound down low. And all the Ravens coming to get it.
Well, how about that 4-on-1, and we get a tie-up. Tiam finding a way there. He's first to no boards on the RSEQ. Doesn't matter what the advantage or disadvantage may be on the offensive glass, he finds a way, and that time he flips the possession arrow.
69 to 59. Ravens trying to grow this lead up again. Shot clock is winding down. Pass down low in the post. Tough shot. Can't go down right there. Koulibaly tried to get it, couldn't get it. Shibula running through the lane, can't get it. Nice rebound, pass back out. Larossiere can't get the three to go down. Laval try with all their might, but can't find a bucket right there. Stays a 10-point lead right now for the Ravens. Driving, trying to dish off there. Can't get that one to go. Shibula showing some handles. Sadoud. Back up top. Sadoud from three. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound down low. TM able to get it. He comes down hard. Loses the shoe in the action.
Yeah, who else but TM finding a way to get one more opportunity for this Laval team. As we said, nothing easy comes for the Rouge et Or, but nice reach there. Again, he's trying to get that shoe back on. We'll have to get a little mop action also.
And he'll head to the bench. 6:52 left here. 2 timeouts left for Laval, 2 for Carleton. Carleton has 3 team fouls. Laval has the 1. Shibula from downtown. Can't get that one to go. Loose ball. Dory Havens has it. Dory Havens showing some handles, and then the soft touch for 2.
Crisscross applesauce there. Dory Havens sits him down.
Here's Marchand. Trying to find Sadoud. Tough defense right now. Shibula. Shot clock winding down. Shibula from 3. Can't get that one to go. It goes short.
Well, this Carleton defense doesn't just shut off the water. It shuts off the power, the electricity, and they're doing it right now in the 4th quarter, suffocating this Laval attack.
Brown will come back in.
We'll see if Chris Shibula has any magic left in the tank. As we said, found a way, stuck 8 late in the game in the RSEQ semis, but things are getting out of hand right now.
Ravens trying to grow this lead even more. Larossiere tried to come in for the steal. They almost had the steal right there, but we're gonna have a foul right now against Keita.
That's going to be the 4th personal there. So another player to keep an eye on now. 3 players with 4 fouls. Keita and Sadoud for Laval, alongside Celian for Carleton. Both front court players for this Laval team with 4 fouls.
That one splashes down right there. Kei Ajuka knocks down that one. And a timeout. Carleton right now getting very close to the semifinals. They lead right now 74 to 59. You're watching U Sports on CBC. And as we talked about this Carleton team, the depth on this team is just so good, and you're seeing it in all sides right now.
Well, you're seeing it in all sizes too right now. this Carleton team, we joked yesterday, looked more like the football team when they showed up. They bring it 1 through 5, and really that physicality is certainly up to the task of handling the bigs of Laval. And again, credit this really offensive attack we've seen from Carleton from beyond the arc. 12 of 25, 48% from three-point range.
And that is now the largest lead now, too, for Carleton at 15. There's only been 2 ties in this ball game. And right now, a 15-point lead. Like I said, we've seen comebacks. We've seen Laval most recently do a comeback as well. So this is not out of the range for Laval.
No, certainly time to start stacking up stops and scores, though. If you're Laval, this is getting late early. And if nothing else, as we talked about, with such a young team, 3 first-year players playing such important minutes, you got to think the experience is going to pay off in the long run for this team. Laval with 2 players left from their national championship team back in 2023 when they won on home soil as the 8th seed. Gonna need some magic right now to find a way to continue a run in a similar vein.
It's a dude. Off-balance shot, can't get that to go. Back in the hands of the Ravens. Trying to find their way to the semifinals right now. It's Dory Havens with the rock. Dishes it down. And a foul, 2 shots coming up for Mbiaba.
And you can show 5 and wave goodbye to Chris Sedoud. Shakib Sedoud picks up his final foul of the night. Again, Shakib Sedoud, the first team, all-rookie team member. Such a torrid start to the game, 17 points in that opening half. He stayed at 17 the rest of the way, and ultimately those fouls derailed him as he went up against just this onslaught of length and physicality from this Carleton front court.
That was 6 points in this ball game.
So Keita gonna come back, or Keita's gonna stay in the game, obviously with Sedoud out. And Tiam, the other front court player, now to join in his stead.
Bola pass it back out. Larossiere in the corner, 3 ball. Can't get that one, that's sure. Marchand had the rebound. It's a jump ball. Possession will stay with Laval. Ball's in. Shot clock winding down. Can't get that one to go down, chasing the loose ball. Ball will go back to the Ravens. Almost stolen away. There's another foul right there. It'll be Laval's 4th team foul.
That's going to be 3rd against Tiam. So Keita with the 4, Tiam with the 3 now in this front court.
Dory Havens, who's had a fantastic ball game in this one. Going one-on-one with Marchand. Brown, fadeaway jumper, good. Their biggest lead continues to grow now, a 19-point lead here for the Ravens. Shibola will go to the line and shoot.
Oh, good job there for Shibola getting to the hoop. Up to 26 on the game and 7 of 7 from the free throw line. What might be too late, too little for this Laval team. But at least you're stopping the clock here in this comeback bid.
It kind of seems the last little bit here that Tishbola has gone a little bit colder than what we saw in the first 3 quarters.
Well, again, we talked about really the lack of depth for this Laval team and maybe legs starting to get heavy. And a sign of that might be 1 of 12 from the field here in the 4th quarter. There's only so much offense you can create by throwing it off the rim. Right now, we're seeing the limitations of that half-court attack for the Rouge et Or.
Down low in the paint. And almost stolen away there.
Nice tie up there from Keita underneath. Continuing to play aggressive even with those 4 fouls. He's one of the 3 Rouge et Or players that was here for their championship run alongside Joseph and Lagosière.
Seconds, just trying to figure out a wet spot right now here. And they figured it out, and now the ball going down low, and it's going to go back out of bounce there. So 78 to 60, 3:43. Dory Havens can't get it. Bola with the rock. Posting up. Marchand, he goes for 3. He's fouled. 3 shots coming up from Marchand.
Yeah, scary play there. Alec Marchand not given enough space to land there on that 3-point attempt. So he's going to get 3 free throws.
Célien checks back into the ball game, and we talked about how important he was defensively. Had that little bit of foul trouble, but he'll come back in for the final 3:27 to help Carleton try to find their way to be the second team to the semifinals. The other team that joined, a team that they're familiar with, TMU.
Yeah, certainly no love lost between those rivals. Seen each other last week in the OUA final as TMU was able to come out on top 65-55 in that contest. Turnovers a big issue in that game for Carleton Ravens.
Marchand able to get both of those.
Against TMU, one of the best defenses really pound for pound with this Carleton team. They're 1 and 2 in the nation, and against that defense of TMU, Carleton shot just 30% from the field, had 28 turnovers, and that led to a -14 in the points off turnover battle. So certainly some things to clean up for your Carleton before you take them on tomorrow night.
Ali, no good there in the alley-oop, trying to connect there. Smart thinking, but can't connect. We have 3:16 left here in the 4th. 5 team fouls on Carleton, 4 on Laval. And ball will go back to Laval. Make sure you stay tuned after the game for their Nike Players of the Game and an interview with the winning player for the Nike Player of the Game. That will be coming at the conclusion of this game. Brandon Donald will be giving you that interview. Two more shots coming up here. Jack, the story of this game, what would you pin it down to?
I think certainly just the kind of meticulous nature of this Carleton team and doing the little things that really differentiate a leadership team, a veteran-laden team from a young upstart team in Laval. And really the difference that makes in the half court. We've seen Laval really have to work hard for every single bucket, working a lot in isolation and finding ways at the second chance opportunities. And meanwhile for Carleton and really Aubrey Dory Havens, he's been able to orchestrate a really efficient offense in the half court for this Carleton Ravens team.
Ball almost stolen away there. See what the call is right here.
Things bogging down a little bit here in the waning minutes. That's going to be the first foul that's going against 13. That's Enland. First time we've seen Patrick Enland here this night.
Two shots coming up right here. 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes left here in the 4th. 2 games almost wrapped up here for the quarterfinals, and just been 2 fantastic games so far. In this one, Carleton just showing the depth and everything that they can bring to U Sports.
Yeah, there's a reason that Carleton's been the standard of U Sports basketball for really the entire 21st century, the 2010s, and also having some success here in the 2020s.
Passed. Trying to find a shot as the shot clock's winding down. Can't get that one to go. Dory Havens passes it ahead. They have an open look from the arch from downtown. Can't get that one to look. Rebound right there. It was Milan who had the rebound beforehand.
That's going to stay Carleton basketball. We talked about that Laval title a few years ago in 2023-24. This Carleton team, this is their 25th appearance at the U Sport Final 8. They have an 84% winning percentage. That's only going to go up after tonight's action. The next closest team is at 66. So they are really the standard here in basketball in Canada. 17 gold medals for this Carleton team, including 7 in a row back in the 2010s. And their last visit really at the U Sports was in 2022-2023 when they finished in bronze.
So what you're telling me is they're trying to get back to the glory.
Anything less than that is certainly not up to snuff here for this Carleton team. They know what the vision is and how to get there, and they've really showed us here tonight what they're made of.
Absolutely. The Val will call a timeout. Carleton leads right now 81-66. You're watching U Sports on CBC. And 150 left here for Laval to try to see if they can get some kind of magic going here. But again, we talked about the Carleton story. What's the story for Laval?
Well, obviously really disappointed with tonight's effort, but you got to find a way to bounce back before your consolation semifinal matchup tomorrow against another fairly young team in UBC, especially in the really secondary role players. That UBC team not bereft of experience by any stretch, so we'll see what they're able to do tomorrow night, and you might be able to pick it up on the game mic, but the Carleton faithful there at that timeout announcing we want TMU, so they're ready for tomorrow night's semifinal action against the TMU Bold. That is going to be a treat to watch.
Yeah, that'll be a fantastic matchup to watch tomorrow. As we talked about, Jack, two teams that are very familiar with one another. So Marchand, and there's no more timeouts now left for Laval. In the corner, Rossier can't get that one to go with a little floater right there. Putting on a press right now. Dory Havens try to get it inside, and he does to Milan. And then a jump ball.
That ball's going to go the other way. A nice tie up there. Looks like it could have gone either way, but Laval going to get the benefit of the doubt. And with 90 seconds left, they're going to get possession. But Chris Chibola is going to head to the bench. So hats off to Chris Chibola on an electric first season here of U Sports basketball.
Nice time denial right there. At the rim right there by Sho Zama, as he's been doing it all over the court on both sides all ball game. TM. Bola passed it off to Marchand, and count it. Nice take there by Marchand.
Yeah, Marchand's had a really strong showing here tonight, now up to 7 points, a chance to double his season average with this made free throw. So we're going to get some more subs into the game. Patrick Enlin's going to check back in. We also got for the first time Yanis Adihu, who replaced Chibola at the last possession. So Laval showing a little bit of their depth here in the waning minutes.
Ball's in. And I think we have more shots coming up here, Jack.
If you thought that it was just the starting lineup for this Laval team that was young, their second unit might be even younger. Enlund in his first year, Adi Hu in his first year. Really the only bench player that has any experience under his belt is Ralph Joseph in his third season. Otherwise, this is a young upstart group that really took the RSEQ by storm and surprised a lot of folks by upsetting Bishops, that veteran team, to get the RSQ title for Laval.
We'll see Bishops here for the final game this evening. More substitutions come in here.
So 90 seconds or 60 seconds left on the clock. Sorry there, Josh, I was just saying 60 seconds for this Laval team, and obviously not just content to be here by any stretch of imagination. I'm sure they wanted to win tonight, but I think you really got to give it to this young team on a really impressive season. They got their first RSEQ title in over 15 years. The last time they had won that championship, Chris Chibola was only 3 years old. So nice to see this program go the right direction here. And I'm sure there's big things to come for Nathan Grant and this young team.
Well, you talked about this is the Laval team that was able to win their conference championship, and high upside going forward with them. You know, they have a still chance here to play for the consolation championship side of things here, so they're not going to be done here in this Final 8 tournament, and a very young upstart team that you've seen a lot of promise in.
Well, and the hardest thing to find in youth sports is a go-to scorer, and they certainly found that in Chris Chibola.
50 seconds left as the Carleton Ravens get closer to advancing to the semifinals. As we mentioned, they'll be facing TMU to get there. Marchand gets the rebounds, and they go back out for the three. Don't like that one. Can't get that one, and potentially the last possession here for Carleton. They fight for the ball. It's all over the place right now. Whose possession is it? It's a jump ball. I believe they're going to say it's going to go to Laval. Let's check the replay.
Yeah, we'll see no quit here from that Laval team, trying to tie up around half court. And eventually we get that whistle here, so Laval one more possession here.
Laval will have one more possession here. Can't get that one to go. Rebound and steal right there, so Laval showing no quit here. Three-point bomb, no good, goes out of bounds. It will be Carleton ball with 2 seconds left here.
Well, that steal picked up from Louis-Félix Bessette, the first time we've seen him, but he makes his presence known, getting on the stat sheet.
And Carleton wins this one 85-69 as they punch their ticket to the semifinals of the Final 8.
Well, we've seen veteran leadership get it done in the first 2 games here. TMU and Carleton on a collision course for each other. Cannot wait to see how that goes tomorrow. Meanwhile, we're going to get Laval and UBC, really contrasting styles of basketball between those 2 squads, so that should be an excellent contest tomorrow on the consolation side.
That's going to be a really fantastic game that we're going to get to see. Momentarily, we will have the Nike players of the game. Let's see some stats for the ball game here, Jack, and tell me what stands out for you.
Yeah, again, I think the offensive efficiency that we saw from Carleton tonight is something really impressive, especially with going against such a strong defense of Laval. And then we talked about that extra field goals and how important those were going to be. Even with 13 extra field goal attempts, Laval unable to find a way to stay afloat and really just needing to find ways to get a scratch more often in that half court.
Yeah, they'll regroup. Like you said, they'll be facing UBC tomorrow. As now we get ready for the Nike players of the game.
The Nike team players of the game. Chers partisans, nous attirons maintenant votre attention sur le terrain où nous allons dévoiler les joueurs du match Nike de chaque équipe.
To present the awards, we welcome Mike Boyles.
Pour reprendre les prix,
Just waiting here for the players of the game. And who stood out for you, Jack?
Well, obviously, Sedoud had such an electric first half. Shibala really coming alive in that second, as Shibala recognized with the player of the game, very deserving. As we talked about, Rookie of the Year in U Sports, first team All-Star in the RSEQ, excuse me. And obviously on the other side, if it doesn't go to anybody other than Dory Havens, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, he was terrific in this ball game. And he does get it. And what a great game from him in this one. Puts up 15 points, has 5 assists and 4 rebounds and 2 steals overall. Just a tremendous effort by him. And I believe our Brendan Donald momentarily here is going to get an opportunity to go and talk to him. So let's throw to Brendan Donald with that interview momentarily here.
Aubrey, what a performance here today. Obviously getting the first win of the tournament. What does this feel for you guys out there?
I mean, we've been working for this for a long time, so just 2 more wins, that's it. Like, we got to stay focused. We're playing a team tomorrow that we played a lot. We know them well, they know us. So it's going to be about who wants it more tomorrow. So just staying focused.
Your teammates are behind you, showing you a lot of love. What does this win mean for you and everyone behind you here?
I mean, we're a team. Like, we're not just one person. We're a whole team. I couldn't do it without any of them, really. Like, I play for them. They play for me. I couldn't do it without any of them, especially MJ, his city got hurt today. We're definitely going to be playing for him and the whole rest of the guys.
Thank you, Aubrey. What a performance.
Thank you so much, Brendan, and what a performance by him indeed.
Yeah, this team is locked in right now. They certainly are on a mission. We'll see if they're able to continue this hot shooting here tomorrow.
And just, a great game by this Carleton team. I know we keep on talking about it, but the depth of this team was really on site on this ball game. Players got in foul trouble. Leading scorers got in foul trouble. Players that were defensive players of the year got in foul trouble, and they just showed that depth continuously.
Yeah, so much resiliency from this team, and especially when you consider losing such an important player like MJ Okado, who really went down hard there in that fourth quarter. We saw him come back out just now, really not looking like he might be playing the rest of the way, as he came out in a wheelchair to see the crowd and give them some reassurance. So this team, obviously, like they said, Aubrey Dory Havens in that post game, they're doing it for him. MJ really is the guy that makes, everything work for this team. And so hopefully MJ's able to bounce back, and hopefully they're able to get a win for him in the meantime.
Absolutely. You really hate to see that. Just a tremendous player. We talked about the audience that came out here for him and showed him love throughout the game continuously.
Yeah, no question. He's an important player for this team, and I'm sure he's going to be cheering for them on the rest of the way, even if he's on the bench.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it for us. We have another game coming up here at about 6 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be the home Calgary Dinos taking on the Canada West champion Victoria Vikes right here on CBC Sports on all the outlets. Make sure you check out that. Until then, folks, for Jack Pangali, I'm Joshua Adam William Arvin. Thank you to Ned Bosnick and Maverick Media for producing this. You've been watching CBC Sports. Until next time, folks, cheers and enjoy the day, people.
Sports on CBC, presented by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, Wilson, A par and by Student Housing Calgary.